Welcome students. In last lecture, we gone through the precast materials and glass. So now in this chapter, we are going to learn about what are the different precast concrete blocks, how they are manufactured, what are their properties. So the precast concrete is a factory made product. As I said, these are casted on site or maybe in the factories, and then they are joined or implemented over the site. So that's why it is called as a precast concrete. The precast products vary from simple structures like the fencing post, pipes, paving slabs, etc. Elaborated and complicated artificial concrete blocks. In developed countries, the precast concrete producing plants are fully computerized right from the mixing to the packaging. So here it is a diagram showing the precast block. Manufacturing of precast product procedure is the molds, which may be a timber or steel, are prepared to the shape. Then the reinforcement, if any is required, is put up into the molds. Then concrete is poured as per the concrete mix design. Then after that, finishing compaction and the finishing is done, and thereafter we carried out the curing process as per the requirement. So after desired completion period, the mold which has been filled up with the concrete will get the required shape and size. And after the curing, we will put it for the 24 days for the curing. And after the curing, we will get the block that will give the required strength, durability to the concrete block. That is a process making the precast products. So after completion, we can fix it at a desired place where we want to tie it up or join this product. In properties of the precast concrete, it having a good density more than the cast in situ concrete. Its permeability is very low and gives a very high strength. Then we can change the shape and size as per the requirement or the changes design. Then it will give the good tensile strength. Then it have a good specific gravity. It is waterproof, fire resistant, and these are the uses or the advantages of the precast material. Then the concrete of superior quality is produced by the strict quality control. That is the advantage. And it is not necessary to provide the joints in a precast construction. We can weld or joint by any method. Then the labor required in the manufacturing process is less as compared to the in situ, and it is also easy to train. The molds employed for preparing the precast units are steel with the exact dimension. Then the precast articles may be give the desired shape, smooth finishes, and the accuracy. The transport and storage of various components of the casted material are eliminated when the precast members are adopted. The work of construction of the building can be completed in a short time. And when the precast structures are to be installed, it is evident that the amount of scaffolding and the formwork is reduced. Then strength of precast concrete produce is much more as compared to the in situ. And as a mass production, the precast concrete products can be done as it is economical. Then disadvantages, it is not properly, if it is not properly handled, then there will be a lots of damage or the quality disturb in quality. Then it becomes difficult to produce the satisfactory connections between the precast members, because as they are casted on factory and then they are joined on side, that's why the quality may be hampered and there will be a dismarriage between joining the different component. Then the economy achieved in the precast construction is partially balanced by the amount to be spent over the transport and handling. So as the material or the members are casted in the factory, that's why they need to be transport on the side, and there is need to join that members. Therefore, the cost may be increased due to the transportation and jointing. Then it requires a heavy equipment for mass production, so initial cost may be more. So these are the advantages, disadvantages, and uses of the precast concrete. Then hollow concrete blocks. These hollow concrete blocks having having very less weight as compared to the other blocks. And for making the hollow concrete blocks, we are using the fly ash, then blast furnace slag. So this material can be recycled and reused for hollow concrete block construction. And these type of blocks are mainly used in malls or buildings or in partition walls because it reduces the overall weight of the building. Okay. So here it is. You can see hollow concrete blocks, in which the at the middle of the blocks we can observe a cavity in between them. So that's why, due to which the weight will be decreases, and it also useful in air circulations. So the cool air will be produced inside the hall. Then solid concrete blocks. These are similar to the hollow. Just difference is that the fog is filled or middle portion is filled up with the concrete. That's why it is called as solid concrete blocks. It's made by mixing the sand, gravels, fly ash, cement of size 200 by 200 by 300 mm or 100 by 200 by 300 mm. Then pavement blocks. These are the paver blocks which are generally placed in parking lots, then in railway junctions where the parking areas are allotted. So there is a lots of wear and tear and heavy load over the uh, roadways or over the ground surfaces. That's why paver blocks are adopted, which transfers the load evenly over the ground surface and carry the heavy loads also and provide the better friction. Then next material, that is a plywood. The plywood are formed by guiding together a thin sheet of odd numbers of veneers. Sheets are placed in such way that the grains of one layer are at a right angle to the other one. Then as a result, on application of load, the sheet movement in both the directions is reduced and therefore can carry the loads. The outer plies are decorative and in very it provides a very good elegance and are called as a face piles. Arranging the piles in layer which are at a right angle to the one another having the following advantages. First, strength of sheet in both the direction is same and shrinkage is less as compared to the other ones. So here it is a diagram and some of the images shows a plywood. In plywood, very thin veneer of 3 to 10 mm are used as a result. Any defect in wood stock is scattered randomly throughout the panels, and the influence is virtually insignificant. During the manufacturing, the various layers are guided together by the suitable adhesive and pressed together under the pressure of 80 to 160 kg per centimeter square. Then properties: it is light in weight, it provides the resistance to cracking, wrapping, splitting, and having a uniform strength in all direction. It is available in many shape and size and defect free from cuts, wounds, bends. Then movement due to the changes in a moisture are negligible. These are the certain properties of the plywood. Then uses first for false ceiling, then for manufacturing of doors and shutter, for making chair, tables, other furniture in kitchen, for participation between the two rooms, for making the office cabin, for paneling a wall, for packing railway coaches, and for formwork for the concrete. That are all the uses of the boards. There it is a veneers and their uses are explained over here. These are the thin sheets or the slice of wood superior of having a superior quality. The thickness of veneers varies from zero point 0.4 to 6 mm and they are obtained by rotating the log of wood against the sharp knife of rotating cutter or saw. Veneer shape can be easily observed and these are generally used. Then what are the uses for making of the plywood, for making the particle wood, for making the decorative laminator and for making the Sunmica and the Formica. So all are about the artificial construction materials. That is the end of this topic. Thank you.